All right, hey, what's up, guys? Here we are, hole 8, trying to close out here at Wolf Creek. And you'll see this shot is a lot easier with a side wind for sure, because you won't have to really worry about extra ball guide rolling out. Now let's see if I might be able to just go at this with a widow here. But as you can see, one of the things that I don't want to do too much is leave this ball guide too short, because I want to have a little bit more control of my shot if I can. So as you can see, those couple extra yards, so if you use a pro or a tour pro, this is probably an easier shot. I'm going to do, increase the difficulty just a little bit. And we're going to do it like this. I do think you have to keep in mind, this is a slight tailwind, so I do think the ball guide is going to stretch out just a touch. So even if it looks short, you have to keep in mind it's probably going to climb the hill. If this was a headwind, it wouldn't. So you'd have to take off the spin. Now here's naturally what I would want to do, is I would want to play it about right here. But you got to keep in mind the wind effect. So typically what I'll do for a 5 is maybe about 3 extra bars, give or take. So somewhere in here is what I'm thinking. Now what this is going to do is it's going to cause bounces 2, 3, 4 to be much straighter. Now this might not be perfect, but it's good. It's a good approximation. So typically you can see, first off, I'm at the max line. However, I'm not going to go max rings. I'm going to definitely pull less, and I would say more towards a midish. I'm always going to, do a little bit less on the adjustment, maybe 4 1/4, give or take. So that's more or less where we're looking, which is almost min. So maybe 4 3 in this case, because we're not pulling off the green or anything, which is good. But you do have to definitely underpull a little bit. So I'm thinking maybe 4 1/2 is what I'm going to go here. Maybe just a hair more. So as you can see, it's landing pretty on plane. And as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm trying to get this to roll out straight. So just a little bit more, maybe one more side spin. So this is something, and it's really hard to scale because it's really dependent upon how uphill something is. So you can't just say, oh, this is a 5 wind, I'm going to go 3, or I'm going to go 4. Like, you can't do that. You can for this hole because this hole has a specific elevation. But the more elevated something is, the more that you have to go. So if I went 3 there and I should have went 4, what is that, about 1.2 per mile per hour? Because my wind was 4.9. So if my wind is 4.9 and I needed to go probably about 4, then it's about 1.2 per. However, don't use that as a rule of thumb, because a lot of times I do use more in the 1.5, 1.6 range for those straight side winds. And the biggest reason being is because the grade is different. So if an elevation is more elevated versus less elevated, that's when you're going to have to consider that. So keep that in mind. Good luck, and I'll see you guys on the next one to close out here.